these in a while. These being talk about my own experiences at conventions. Mostly because most of my experiences are surprisingly pleasant. Probably because I'm awkward and you need to take a flaming sign and beat me in the face with it for me to notice stuff. I'm a little oblivious, especially at conventions, because I'm just so happy and energetic. I'm just like, oh my god, all these things. Or I'm just very socially awkward and shy and just keep to myself. It's one of the other, two extremes, never in the middle. But one thing I thought was really funny was this one time when I was going to an Overwatch photo shoot. Two stories where one I was actually the creeper in the incident, and another one that was maybe not so much as a story as something I found a little funny. Now the first one was the fact that I was sitting there cold as heck as a junkrat on top of a roof that's right next to a big giant, not even it's a river, but it's huge and the wind's just blowing off of it and it's freezing. And I'm wearing this spandex one-piece leotard with the painted muscles and everything, and I am absolutely freezing cold. And I'm sitting there, and as I'm sitting there, I can't help but hear someone say, I'm totally, they say this in the most, I'm so proud of this, but they say, oh, I'm totally a cosplay elitist. So I immediately turn around in my ever grand thinking, me words can't do correct, but I turn around and I listen to her conversation about how she says that you need to make everything and how if you don't make everything, you're not a good cosplayer. But one thing I couldn't help but notice, as this person who was dressed as a character I don't want to say, just because I don't want this person to see, I don't know them, but I don't know if they might see this. But one thing I couldn't help but notice in their little full body, almost like a leotard itself, full body orange leotard, was that they had a tag that you could clearly see on their right leg as they were talking about this. And I couldn't help but think, well, if you're an elitist and you think that if you don't make everything yourself, why do you have a tag that you can clearly see on the inside of your leotard? I don't know, it's just crazy to me how someone could say that but also have a tag in there like, you didn't make that. You didn't sew that. But that was one thing. One of the things where I was actually the creeper myself is that I have very severe anxiety, and as I was sitting on that roof, extremely cold, surrounded by probably almost 40 to 50 people, last year's con was basically Overwatch con. There was so much Overwatch. I was suffering a bit from an anxiety attack, and one of the people offered for me to stand by them, and I ended up accidentally cuddling into them, because I was shutting down, and it ended up freaking them out. And I was so embarrassed, and I'm still embarrassed to this very day, and I apologized profusely. But one of the things that I sort of regret is that they ended up messaging me on my sort of defunct cosplay Tumblr page, recognizing me and saying, hey, I'm this cosplayer that you sort of cuddled up to, how you doing? And I was so embarrassed, I never actually answered them back. Their message is still there haunting me in my DMs to this very day, and I'm just it's been almost a year, and I don't want to... after the first week, I was like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, but now it's a year, and I'm just like, well, what kind of creep am I gonna be if I message them now? But, yeah, if you're that cosplayer, sorry, I got very embarrassed, and I didn't message you back, and I probably should've, because you were super nice, and you even showed me where the photo shoot was, and stuff like that, so, sorry. But those are some like I said, a lot of my convention stuff is pretty basic. I'm pretty oblivious to stuff, last year, another story, this person ended up flirting with me in front of my mom as I was dressed as Junkrat, totally Junkrat, look at them lats, but Junkrat, and I didn't even notice. The person blatantly asked me for my Facebook and then for my phone number, and all I said was, oh, I don't give out my phone number to people I don't know, and then we talked, and then he walked away. I think he actually went to school with me at my college, but we were in separate things, so I don't think I ever saw him and stuff like that. But it wasn't until after the conversation where I was walking away where my mom had to point out and said, you know he was flirting with you, right? I was just like, nah, he wasn't doing that. Was he? Yeah, I'm pretty oblivious to these kinds of things, so I never notice about, unless someone's really obvious with it, I never really notice if I'm getting creeped on or people are doing stuff. I'm just too absorbed in what I'm doing to really notice. But, are some stories about some of my experiences from last year. Oh, actually, yeah, there is one more. I went to Colossal Con last year, and I was outside of cosplay, just in my bikini, and I was wearing this one jacket that was from Voltron, Legendary Defenders, and it was Shiro, because Shiro is my favorite character. It was the last one, and I was wearing it over top my bikini, walking to the outside water park, and as I was walking past these one group, someone decided to sarcastically yell out, "Oh, what are you, some sort of sexy Shiro cosplayer?" Like, you could tell they were drunk because they were slurring their words, and so was their friends. But that was a little rude, because I was just walking with just a jacket from a fandom, not even bothering anybody, wanting to go and swim outside of cosplay for a little bit just to relax. But yeah, ColossalCon is fun, but I've never really had too much fun at that convention aside from like the arcade and stuff. Let's see, what other thing from I know ColossalCon can be pretty fun for people, but personally I'm sort of half and half, simply because people tend to run into the costumes I'm wearing at the convention, I've noticed. I mean, the convention is huge, and there's so many people there and stuff like that, and it's open bar, so people are a lot of the times drunk, but so many people have run into my costumes and props at that convention alone than they have at the one convention I go to every single year. Like last year, some people at Teco ran a little bit into my Junkrat tire wheel, but they apologized profusely. They even had me turn around just so they could check it. They were very nice, but then you go to ColossalCon, and like I have people straight up running straight into my wings, almost breaking them, and just keep on going, or even glare at me like it was my fault. Like dude, like I am literally 5'1", and these wings are almost as tall as me. It's sort of not hard to see. But yeah, I don't really have many convention stories. Who knows, I might have some this year, though I hope they're good stories. But there's some stories maybe you could enjoy, especially since probably the week after Teco I'm not going to be uploading any videos and stuff like that, simply because I'm going to be tired as heck. Who knows, this video might actually come out after Teco, and this might just be all irrelevant stuff that I might cut out, or I might forget to cut them out because I'm a very forgetful person. Very forgetful person, bad at English. But yeah, hopefully you like these own stories of me being outside of my VB character and just talking to you up front about my own experiences. And, well, I guess I'll see you next time. Bye!
Okay, so guys, so last time I asked you who was your favorite anime YouTuber, and these were your answers. From Dr. Frumpy and the Dumpy Bunch, my honest favorite anime YouTuber is probably Team 4 Star. Sure, they mostly do Let's Plays now, but they've always been consistent with their love of Dragon Ball, and I always get the sense that whenever they're doing because they want to, not because it's the trending topic or will make the most views. Even their Let's Play channel. So many inside jokes. Not to mention the editing, voice acting, and overall production quality. These guys are so good, they've actually gone into official dubbing business, getting deals with Funimation, and doing official dubs of their own. Next comment comes from Marnella Oritz. My favorite anime YouTubers would probably be Gaijin Goomba and Aki Dearest, because I love how they explain the culture around some of the anime, especially Gaijin Goomba, since he did teach English over there in the JET program. It makes you wonder about what mythology, cultural things are used to make the anime, such as using the idea of otaku for Lucky Star, or how Primarina's background in Pokemon Sun and Moon is based off the Irish creature known as the Selkie. And the last comment comes from Rejects that says, my favorite anime YouTuber is Ralph Movie Maker. Thank you guys so much for commenting. I know it's been a while since I've actually got to answer you guys or actually do anything. I've been off schedule ever since we got around Techo, and now I can finally get back on schedule. That being said, my next question is going to be a little bit different. My next question is, what question do you want to ask me? That's right, I'm holding another Q&A due to us getting over 1,600 and at this time 35 subscribers. I know, not the most even number, but I want to celebrate now. So I will be accepting questions on this video for this, and I will be accepting them all the way to the end of April. It is then I will answer them in a video in May. Like, send me questions, whatever kind of questions. Heck, I have a Twitter account. If you want to tweet me instead, you can tweet the questions there. Just at me and I'll see them. Just go crazy. Go crazy with the questions. I don't care. I want to see what you guys want to know. And, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!